Progress has been made. Graham Tucker's recent video, excellent video. I'm in the first 5 minutes of it. I don't know what the next 6 minutes is going to be like, but it's called "A Y Chromosome is Not Needed to Be Male." Brilliant video so far. I'm at 4 minutes 44 seconds at the moment, and it's brilliant. So thanks very much, Graham. I appreciate the good information there and the explanations of genetics, essentially. Brilliant. Thank you. If only you could have done this, months ago. But we're doing it now. Or at least you're doing it now. Good. We'll do it together. Ciao. And you say...
So, do we say that this person is not human because he is, or she is trisomy 6? Do we say that? No, we don't say that. Just like we don't say that a person who is born XXY or triple X is not male or not female. We know they are the gender that they present as.
We know they are the gender that they present as. You see, that's the problem we have, is that human beings and medical people such as yourself continue to believe and give off this idea that it's just males and females as the two genders on planet Earth. It's not true. It's just not true. There are not just males and females on the planet, and transsexual people exhibit that. They show that, and XXY like myself shows that too. The gender queer, even though I don't agree with that word, those people are also not male or not female. There's a lot of people that are not male and not female, so you have to really take that on board and consider that as changing the menu, as not just having males and females, having other genders as well. It's ridiculous, so I don't agree with that. Graham, in this video you come up with great points. I think it's one of your best videos you've ever done in your life, but I just disagree with you here. Hold on. You say 46XX male type people are male because they present male, but could we just think out of the normal boxes here, and just think about the possibilities for your own head that there are more than male and female, and there are actually other genders out there. That'd be really great if you could get thinking on that level. And then, just as I thought, at the very end of the video it has to feature me. So it was going so good until the 8.5 minute mark, and then just went down. I never called you a man without inverted commas. I've always put you as a man. Yeah, I've said you're a man, and that's the way I see you. I don't see you as a man. I see you as an XXY, and so I firmly believe, and this is why most XXYs can't stand my thoughts and me, is because, yes, I say and I argue with XXYs that we are intersex, as in we are not males. We're XXY, and also I argue that are XX women even women? I think we need to restructure the whole categorization of people. I mean, my last video as well, talking about like the LGBTQI, it's adding all these letters, these extra categories of people, and it's leaving out heterosexuals. I think it should be the LGBTQHTI, I don't know, put the heterosexuals in there too. Don't segregate the heterosexuals from that group. I mean, we're all people, is my point, and the more I go into the studies of my own species and the other types of species out there, then the more I realise, and when I say species I mean sexes and genders of human being, the more I realise about the intricateness and sensitivities of the whole subject. But it is a complex situation, but the more I realise the XY in me is not, I am not me because of XXY chromosomes. I am me because I'm me. But chromosomes and hormones and chemical imbalances and all sorts of psychological problems, they make the individual, themselves, all these characteristics of the person, And the more I go into this, obviously the more I realise, because there are XX males out there, and there are XY females out there, and then there's all sorts of combinations. So that's why I say concretely that we are just people, and we're all individuals, and if we could ever get away from labelling people as being, for a start, homosexuals, none of their business what anybody's sexuality is. Nobody's business. It doesn't matter. And then if we just didn't categorise as, you know, that's a woman, that's a man, you know, because in the future, when transsexuals are prevalent, completely prevalent all over the place, and they are already, there'll be people that you'll be meeting thinking that they're total women, that they've always been. Of course they're women now, technically, because we're living in a technical world of just male and female, but you know, we're going to be meeting opposite sexes, thinking that they are the opposite sex, and they'll say, well actually no, I was born another sex, you know. So it's all wish-washy. You know, the quicker we dilute this categorization problem, you know, the better for the human populations, you know. It's too restrictive to say to somebody that they are male. And in one part of your video you also said something on the lines of, you know, it was very insulting to transsexual type people, but that's fine, because it's, as I say, it's a sensitive issue. You know, we do naturally offend people, but we don't necessarily mean to offend people. But so I don't mean that you were trying to offend the transsexuals, but you kind of did anyway. No, there's all sorts of categories to talk about here, like you know, women with beards, and you know, stuff like that, like people that just you think that they do look the gender that they behave in, but actually maybe they're not. That, you know, that maybe they don't have the matching sex to go with that gender. Yeah, and so there's all sorts of endless conversations to be had here. Great video until the end there, absolutely. Yeah, you pick up my contradictory videos that said I am XXY, I'm not XXY, I have Klinefelter syndrome, I don't have Klinefelter syndrome. Then you go on to presume that I'm confused. No, let me clear up the fucking point for you, boy. This, yeah, so ridiculously frustrating having to clean up your lies and your presumptions. It's sick. You know, you should stop presuming. You should actually ask questions. You know, you should ask me, why did you say that, Gavin? Why do you have videos contradicting yourself? You know, instead of going into your own mind and saying he's obviously confused. You know, piece of work you are, piece of work. Brilliant video to the end. If you just cut it off at the 8.5 minute mark, would have been kept out me in it. Would have been a brilliant information video. But anyway, that's your thing. It's you at the moment. But slowly you are changing, and at least you are listening to me, because you're taking on a lot of things that I say, and that's good. Because actually we are very similar, man, if you actually realise. In fact, we're not even arguing on many points. We're actually very similar on many points. But I think it's just that you want to take over the reins, is it? And that's fine. I say to everybody, go and watch Graham Tucker and his very good informative videos, just such as this example, this for your video, a Y chromosome blah blah is not needed to be male. You know, you did a very good video there. So I say to everybody, go and get the good information from somebody who understands science. You know, and then come to me for the certain points on science that simply I personally think, and many other people think, have to change. So that's it. Real shame that you had to go into that, you know, because yeah, my point is that when I say that I'm not XXY and that I am XXY, I've been on this YouTube for 2 years, and I've been trying to get through to the people that are science heads and get through to the people that are not science heads. So trying to get out to a wider audience by saying, you know, like that I have Klinefelter syndrome is technically what I have. I would be labelled Klinefelter syndrome if I walk into a doctor's surgery and I say I'm XXY, they will say Klinefelter syndrome. So I am technically Klinefelter syndrome, but I reject Klinefelter syndrome. So in the video where I say I'm not Klinefelter syndrome, I'm basically saying that I don't have hard balls, for a start. I've all sorts of features, very hairy legs from the start, you know, but it didn't have any hair on my face. So I'm not a typical Klinefelter syndrome person. So I reject the term Klinefelter syndrome. So when I say in a video that I'm not Klinefelter syndrome, that's my personal self saying I don't regard myself as Klinefelter syndrome or having Klinefelter syndrome. And also, I'm running out of time, but when I'm calling myself XXY, that I am XXY, it's to get through to the medical people. But when I say that I don't have an extra X chromosome, that's saying that I'm not a man, as in XY, as many people would say. I'm running out of time now. I don't have an extra X chromosome because I am not a man with an extra X chromosome. I'm an XXY. Ciao.